Animes are filled with legendary villains. But did you know that many of these villains are more liked than the MC? Well, every villain is introduced in one way or another, but which one is the most badass? We've come up with a list of the top 10 legendary villain introductions in anime history. So let's get started. We're starting the list with the Titans from the Attack of the Titans series. The normal life of people living inside the walls is shaken when the Titans appear and wreak havoc on their cities. The build-up to the moment where the first Titan grabs the wall is amazing. The Titans enter the city and cause chaos. Many lives are lost and the families are broken. People have left orphans and traumatized, and then the scene of a Titan opening a lady like a bottle of Coke sends chills down my spine. This quickly sets up the Titans as monsters. Imagine a scenario where you're going on about your normal life and suddenly your city is infiltrated by giant-sized cannibal monsters acting like they are in free-for-all buffets. Chilling indeed. Next up, we have another one from Attack of the Titan, namely the Beast Titan, first shown in Season 2. He is one of the many special Titans to be shown in the series and is first encountered by Zeke, who, like us viewers, wrongfully identifies him as an abnormal, mindless Titan. But to his surprise, and so to ours, Beast Titan proves to be something else. It must be Zeke's bad day. Beast Titan picks up his horse and uses it as a projectile to hit Zeke, which lands him in the hands of another Titan. It seems like it's the end for Zeke, but something else is about to unfold. Zeke is surprised when he learns that the Beast Titan can speak and even command the other Titans. Beast Titan commands the Titan holding Zeke to stop, and when he disobeys him, he crushes his head. The guy does not like to repeat himself. The Beast Titan interrogates Zeke about the mobility gear, and when he does not get any satisfactory answer, he rips the mobility gear off him. He orders other Titans to finish the job before leaving. This encounter shakes Zeke and kills his fighting spirit. On number 8 is Luo Lang from Sword of the Stranger. The scene starts off slowly, showing a convoy that is spotted and attacked by bandits. Initially, it seems that they are doomed to defeat until a swordsman from the ranks gets up and takes the fight into his own hands. That swordsman is Luo Lang. He uses the dead body of his fellow as a human shield to close the distance between him and the bandits. And his companions, knowing that his strength are relaxed and even comment that he alone is enough. Luo Lang easily tears through the bandits like the feeble prey they are, with superior speed, strength, and tactics. He chops off their limbs and kills their boss in a very cold but fascinating display of his skill and swordsmanship. The massacre only further highlights what awaits our protagonist at the climax. The next villain on the list is Gotou from Parasyte. He's the most powerful parasite in Takashi Hirakawa's organization, and an experimental parasite created by Raiko Tamura. His body is in fact composed of 5 parasites, whose shape-shifting ability have advanced to the point where they can switch positions, each forming a different limb as the situation requires. Gotou is the most intelligent and skilled, both physically and mentally, and therefore he is the de facto leader of the composite body. He is the main antagonist of the series. He is shown going to take on the Yakuza gang. He starts by crushing the head of the sentry on the gate before entering the building. He takes on the guns and sword-wielding Yakuza group and kills them in a very grotesque way. He tears their limbs and slashes them to pieces, and all the while, he only gets hit 3 times. He does all this as an experiment to test himself against a group with guns and other weapons. This establishes him as a serious threat and a beast of a fighter. On number 6, we have the upper 3 of the 12 Kazuki. Akaza from the Demon Slayer Mugen Train arc. Tanjiro, Nezuko, Inosuke, and Zenitsu are helping the flame Hashira Kajuro Rengoku in solving the mystery of the Mugen Train. They face the demon Enmu, lower one of the 12 Kazuki. And when finally it seems like they've defeated the demon and the danger is over, Akaza makes his appearance. He tries to persuade Kyojuro to turn into a demon and become immortal after seeing his already immense power. But when Kyojuro refuses, they have a death match in which Kyojuro, even after using his strongest move, ends up losing his life. This has hyped up the entire fan base of the series by showing just how strong he is. Next on the list, we have the introduction of Meruem from Hunter x Hunter. He is the main antagonist of the Chimara Ant arc in the series Hunter x Hunter. He is the king of the Chimara Ants and the most powerful offspring of the Chimera Ant Queen. Though he is heavily inspired by Dragon Ball Z, he resembles Frieza and shares some attributes with Cell, but this in no way means he's not a legendary villain. And he has an introduction worthy of such a villain. In his introduction, where he's prematurely born, his mother clearly says it's too soon and he tells her to be silent from inside the womb. He then proceeds to tear open the womb and exits it. He hurts the Chimara Ant Queen in the process and leaves her dying. He kills Peggy with a single slash of his tail when the latter tries to tend to Chimara Ant Queen. He proceeds to slaughter other Chimara ants present there and even feeds on them. Later on, he slaughters a farmer couple in front of their kid and then even kills the poor little kid. This is one hell of an introduction and is enough to traumatize anyone. Taking the number 4 spot is Kaido, king of the Beast from One Piece. He is shown on the clouds from where he jumps down hoping to die. All the while, narration of his past deeds and strength can be heard. The man is sentenced to death 40 times and survived each time, sank 9 great ships, and is known as the strongest pirate. He lands on an island, causing a crater on impact, and gets out of the crater alive and unharmed. His presence is amazing and intimidating. He goes on to declare war after surviving a mighty fall. That guy's insane. Honestly, if you see a guy falling from the sky and getting up unharmed, it is your cue to look the other way and run for your life. What makes this introduction extra special is the narration and the music. While he descends from the sky, nothing else can be heard but a long narration of his past deeds going along with ominous music with line after line of hype. You can see how powerful this humongous villain is. Nothing better than having narration and serious music hyping up your first appearance. Number 3 spot is held by All For One from My Hero Academia. The League of Villains has been active for a long time, but the boss behind all of this is in the shadow. But this changes when All For One decides to come out of the shadows and make a full appearance. Heroes are making raids on League of Villains hideouts, and all is good. In one such raid, they encounter a man dressed in a neat black suit and wearing a life support mask. He causes a blast, intending to kill all heroes present there, and they all would have died if the number 4 hero, Best Jeanist, would not save them. But Best Jeanist himself wasn't so lucky, and is killed by All For One. The student heroes are present nearby, but are paralyzed and are made to see their own deaths by the aura of All For One. His appearance and the background music, along with the gravity of the situation, create such a good sensational scene. All For One's introduction is no less than something out of a good horror movie, and does justice to his hype. Next up, we have Goku Black. Goku is a fan-favorite character, an absolute powerhouse, and a force for good. But what if this nuke of a man was evil? Well, when that happens, we get something called Goku Black. Black is originally Zamasu, who managed to defeat Goku, take over his body, and kills his family and friends. But he doesn't stop there. He goes on to obliterate the world, leaving it in a dystopian state. We're introduced to him when May and Trunks are attacked by him. He's engulfed in clouds, and only the red glow of his eyes can be seen. But after dealing with them, he descends from the sky. Only then can we see a familiar face, but with a sinister and evil look. That, for me, is a standard of how a badass villain should be introduced. On the number 1 spot is Madara Uchiha from Naruto Shippuden, and it is no surprise that that spot is held by him. Although he was mentioned a lot of times and Obito was presenting himself as Madara, we get a real introduction or first look when he was reincarnated by Ito Tensei in 4th Great Ninja War by Mu, the second Tsuchikage, who was in turn being controlled by Kabatu. The guy goes on to show why he is the GOAT and takes on the whole allied shinobi army all by himself, while the allied shinobi army unit had 2 Kages, Tsuchikage and Gaara. The Kazekage at the time was fighting alongside them. Madara clearly obliterates the allied army, showing off his Sharingan and perfect Susanoo. He summons 2 giant meteors and drops them on the allied shinobi army. The guy lives up to his hype and his moniker as the Ghost of Uchiha. And this is our list of the top 10 legendary villain introductions in anime. If you like this video, kindly like and subscribe. If you think we missed a villain that you think should be on the list, so do let us know in the comments. Stay tuned to see more videos like this, and we will see you with a new video.